everybody, thanks for coming to Record Wargaming. Today we have a match between Chris and Jake. Chris brought his Ironjawz and Jake brought the Stormcast Eternals. But before we get into this, if you could like, share, subscribe, that button's over here somewhere, hit the bell, join the horde, I'd appreciate that.
Now Chad and I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and we hope and pray that you are with your loved ones. Have a blessed Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay.
Which one? A very weird one. First Blood.
Is that the one with the 3 in the middle?
Yep, that's the one with the 3 in the middle.
Rolling for attacker and defender.
Your choice, sir.
I am going to be attacker, if that's the one that is going to be taken first turn. I think. Because I'm 1 drop deployment, so.
Yeah, I'm 9 drops.
It doesn't.
Everybody's going to have their choice against me, so.
So you're going to go first either way.
Yep.
Alright, cool.
Vantage point. Start of each battle round. Players have received their start of round command points. Player taking the second turn must pick one objective to be the vantage point. When the player receives their start of round command points, if they control the vantage point, they receive 1 extra command point. And it looks like typical victory points: 1 point for 1 objective, 1 point for 2 objectives, 1 point for more objectives, 2 points for a battle tactic, 3 points for grand strategy, and person with the most points wins.
And what page is that on?
This is on page 26, First Blood. It does look like the objectives are normal objectives, so on the 3rd round we'll get to blow one up, depending who's going second. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty standard.
Hey, how's it going? It's Jake. I'm back on the channel for my 2nd time, bringing Stormcast Eternals with the new book. I'm trying out this Drakesworn Templar. It's Chad's, that's why it looks so beautifully done here in the orange compared to my normal Hammers of Sigmar scheme. We have 5 Vindictors. We have him with the Amulet of Destiny. He also has the mount trait Celestial Instincts. And then we got the 4 Fulminators here. The Lord Relictor with Translocation. We have the 6 Longstrike Crossbows, and then another 5 Vindictors, and oh, hiding up here, I almost missed him, the Knight Incantor with Celestial Blades. And that's my, I think it's 1930, because I expected to bring the Celestant, Lord Celestant, so I have the Drakesworn Templar. I will be getting Triumph. Yeah, I'm going to get the Triumph, and I'll be using Bloodthirsty for that one. And that's my 1930. Alright, I forgot to mention, he does have the command trait Master of the Celestial Menagerie. If this general is on the battlefield, it gets subtract 1 to wound rolls for melee weapons that target Stormcast Eternals with the Behemoth roll. So he's the only one I'm going to have. I had the 1 drop deployment, so I'll be taking first turn. And I'm also going to be playing the grand strategy Sever the Head, trying to kill all 5 of his heroes this game.
Hi, Chris here. First time playing with Chad and Jake. Brought 1985 of Bloodtooth Orruk Warclans. So, pretty simple. 3 pigs, Jagged Gore Hackus. Second unit, Orruk Warchanner, this one with Fix 'em Beat. This is my attacky Maw Crusher, so he has the Destroyer relic from the battalion I took. Here we have 10 brutes, all with the Hackas, I believe. Shaman with Big Hand of Gork. Warchanner, this one has the Get Them Beat instead of the Fix 'em. General Maw Crusher, he has the Amulet of Destiny. He also has the command trait Mega Bossy. Forgot to mention, this one has the mount trait Fasten. Brutes, Shaman, Warchanner, second unit of 3 pigs, and then bringing up the rear, just 5 little Ardboys. And that's 1985. I don't get the Triumph because somebody's got a lower point army here. And that's pretty much it. I'll be taking the second turn. My grand strategy is going to be Beastmaster. Keep these 2 Maw Crushers alive.
It was Stormcast turn 1. We went ahead and moved our guys forward, casted Celestial Blades on the Dracoth. Tried to go ahead and kill his battle line, which we went ahead and did as our battle tactic. We failed that. We got a couple wounds off there. We shot with the dragon, had some other piggies, and then we tried to make a charge with our Dracoth after translocating up here and even re-rolling with Bloodthirsty. We got a roll of a 10, just failed it. We needed an 11, I think, to have been in there.
Probably,
and
yeah.
We got, it's just the way it rolls sometimes. So that was the end of the first turn. We held 1 objective, and yeah, that was it for turn.
So basically, a couple wounds on this guy, killed
And
one.
piggy there, yep.
Yep.
Then you set him up pretty good for the charge there. Oops, daisies.
They kind of have to charge. I probably, in hindsight of like actually playing this army, I probably should wait till you've gone for turn 2 and maybe you've got these guys in. But like, I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Hindsight 2020.
Always, especially in Warhammer.
It just means we get another practice game later on.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, here we go. Ironjawz, turn 1.
Orruk's turn 1 went better than expected. We were able to get some charges, and we did our thing and ended up wiping the unit of fulminators here. The piggies were in there, but they didn't get to get their combat, so they were able to hunt and crush and move closer to these crossbow guys, hopefully. Same thing with this unit. They were able to charge and kill the Vindictors, so they were able to hunt and crush and try and clear this other unit of Vindictors. I've got my unit of brutes that teleported on the middle objective, so we'll hopefully hold that for a while. And a Maw Crusher just behind it to hopefully eventually get to the Star Drake.
Alright, we'll roll for turn.
Alright, I have to take the turn or else it's it's an immediate end for me.
Alright, here we go. Stormcast, turn 2.
We're back for the end of turn 2 for Stormcast. It looks like we went and played some risky moves. We went and did Monstrous Takeover. So for this objective here, we needed to get a monster on it, from the starting battlefield on that objective. And we went ahead and moved our Star Drake over here and auto-sixed him with our command point. We went ahead and also teleported our Vanguard Raptors over here because they were getting cornered by these pigs, as you saw in my deployment zone. And went ahead and used our Holy Command to make them shoot in the hero phase, as well as in the shooting phase to take down the Stompy Maw Crusher. And
he is dead, right?
yes, he is dead. And we went ahead and got our battle tactic, got a point for killing the monster, as well as getting a point for holding this objective here. So that would put me at 4 for the turn.
For the turn.
Our forces are all over the board at this point now. We're ready to see turn 2 for Orcs.
Orruk's turn 2 didn't go as good as we hoped, but we still got pretty good command of the field right now. Tried a War Chanter Maw Crusher charge on his teleported bow guys. Both of those failed horribly. Wasted in the finest hour on the Maw Crusher. We moved our little Arboys closer to this objective so we can contest it. So he either has to stay there, or he flies away and we start getting points off that now. We had chosen our battle tactic to kill this battle line. As you can tell, it didn't go as planned. Put a couple wounds on his wizard over here. Nothing really died, but we still got some good position. So right now, as far as what I can tell, the points are 5 for him and 8 for me total as we go into turn 3.
Too quick. That's a tie.
I would Ties? No, you would win
Ties
ties.
go.
You would.
You win ties. You went
You would win
first.
tie.
Oh,
So it's your choice.
So whoever it just went loses the tie, basically.
I just went.
No, you took the first player turn in
Oh
turn
yeah,
2.
yeah. But okay, yeah. I remember.
So the ties go to you.
I felt like I just went. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'll take the turn.
Okay.
I have an exact plan of what I'm going to do.
All right, here we go. Stormcast turn 3.
Yeah, we had Stormcast turn 3 here. We went ahead and teleported our Vindictors who are in combat over here onto this objective, taking it from the War Chanter here. We went ahead and made it the Relictor's finest hour, got him into combat over here with the pigs. We ended up taking down one and taking the Knight and Cantor in return. We went ahead and shot everything we had at the Maw Crusher here, and we failed to kill it. Did a good number of wounds on it with the breath attack and the long strike crossbows, and then went ahead and charged into the Ardboys, and surprisingly did not kill them, but taking that objective out of being contested and now holding it fully, getting 1, 2, 3, 4 points for the turn. The battle tactic and holding 1, 2, and more. Okay, well, we were wondering about this, so we looked it up. The Hand of Gork is a teleport that you cannot do out of combat. Your guys have to be more than 3 inches away. So we went and double-checked translocation, and you can teleport out of combat, which we did here and moved over here. Being a prayer, there's some differentials in the rules there, and it ended up working out for me to get that objective.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ironjawz turn 3.
And to just mention, when we took turn 3, since that was the player going second, I chose to destroy the center objective, so I can get my brutes loose and let them probably go eat that Star Drake.
Duff up the thing.
Mm-hmm. End of Ironjawz turn 3. It did win okay. We were finally able to get rid of all the bolt guys, because the Maw Crusher finally got into combat. So we did okay in that corner. His teleported Vindictors, we had a War Chanter and Chamois, luckily do enough wounds to cause them to run. So we got our objective back, and we got that corner. We killed his Lord Imperatant? Relictor here, and we completed our battle tactic of 2 units in his deployment zone, so we did good in that corner. And then in this, we've got a big scrum with the brutes going in against the Star Drake, and hopefully we're just going to tie him up and kind of eke out a point wins by there. At the end of turn 3 with both of us, it's 9 points for the Stormcast player, 11 points for Ironjawz.
All right, we're going to roll for turn.
Yay, we finally win one.
I'm assuming you're taking it.
Yes, I think we will take it.
Alright, as you guys seen, I did lose the roll-off. He would be taking the double turn. We kind of talked out some of the options here. My guy did have the retreat and charge, but since I did not get that double turn, or not get the normal turn, there's no way that I would be able to take out his Maw Crusher to complete my grand strategy, or deny him of his grand strategy, as well as them being tied up here and having nothing else to charge to. I think he would just be able to win by a war of attrition over the next 2 turns, tying up my Star Drake and my last utilized unit on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and concede this game. Good game. Yeah, it was the first time I was playing some of these units this last game. Tried them out. Some of them were pretty good. Some of them were okay. Still trying to figure out the best mechanics to play them, like the Fulminator's turn 1.
Yeah, I was kind of scared of those because they look like they'd definitely do some damage.
Yep. Yeah, they would have been good on the charge, but
And missing that first charge was big. So
yeah, I maybe should have played them a little bit more reserved next game. I play against an aggressive army like that, where I know that I can take just as much damage as I'm dishing out on the charge.
And I think you taking the first turn might have been a mistake, just because I'm being so aggressive that you know what I'm going to do. That would have given you the first chance to get the charges in.
Especially without considering not being used to the distance we had on this.
This
game mode.
This layout was kind of far. I think it might be the farthest away layout in the book, as far as distance covered across the board. So.
Yeah. And last game I played against the Maw Crusher came up right around my corner, and I didn't expect it to go quite as far. In this one, you were quite more reserved and just held those objectives and came up. So you can do both.
Yeah.
So
I like to use my defensive Maw Crusher, which is my general with the Amulet of Destiny, as more of a counter charge unit, whereas my attacking Maw Crusher with the Destroyer, he's just going to be a missile.
Yeah, and it ended up being that way. You did not hold back on using Destroyer turn one and really just wiping out what you were targeting. Yeah, that was pretty good. I ended up playing the Star Drake for the first time today. He's actually not too bad. He's still on the board, so up till the end of turn 3.
And he probably would have lasted the 2 turns, because he's pretty tough for what he's got there. So I would have had to bring like the additional support characters, like if I got one of the War Chanters for the additional Violent Fury, or some command stuff that I could use on the brutes to take him down. That -1 to wound definitely saves a lot of damage coming through.
Yep, absolutely. Was there anything that you would have done different if you were playing or looking back at it?
Knowing how this kind of unfolded, I think I wasted a couple turns of brutes sitting in the middle, because they're definitely hardier, more attacks than my Ard boys over here. So if that would have been flipped, I think we might have had a bigger scrum in the middle of the board. But then, would we have blown up this objective and not that one? That sort of thing.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by that decision when you decided to take that one, because I was like, oh, rats, I didn't get to do it. And then all of a sudden you're just taking the exact same one I am, and I was like, oh, well great.
And that was part. I tried to keep the Star Drake over here, because if we moved off the objective, I get the points, and that's how I just try to win games, play to the objectives.
Yeah, and obviously that wasn't a big hindrance to you, because you ended up winning this game. I ended up being surprised with that teleport to get the long strikes over on your side. Yep. That it ended up actually distracting you for a while, and we ended up having 4 fights.
It did.
Looking at the table, I was like, oh wow, this is pretty weird.
And I don't know if there was a possibility that I could get a pig unit into him on that first or second turn to keep him over there possibly, but that prayer taking the Vindictors out of combat, that's a nice trick. I have to watch out for that one next time.
Yeah, you were pretty surprised by that one based off how your teleport worked. Mm-hmm. It is a nifty trick. Once I figured out you could teleport out of combat, I looked at it with a whole new perspective of how you can use this or save this, because I noticed I only started playing last year, and retreating and kind of using those tactics are something you really have to get used to.
Yes.
Utilizing them properly.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of learning how to utilize them, and there's always more to learn. But I'm glad you thought that was a good play. I thought it was something I could do to help me out. And
this was a really fun game.
Yeah.
Really fun game.
Absolutely.
What do you think was the MVP on each side?
I'd say long strikes for me, probably. They were the only threat that I had that you were worried about.
The MVP for the Ironjawz? I don't think. Well, I mean, my attacking Maw Crusher with Destroyer taking out the Fulminators was definitely some big damage coming through. But I'm actually going to probably go to that command ability, Mighty Destroyers. Being able to issue 3 commands where it's needed for either all-out attack, all-out defense, the move. Just doing it from the Maw Crushers, it's breaking a game tenet. And anytime you can break a game tenet, you're going to win. You're only supposed to issue 1 command. I get 3.
And maybe even 5.
Possibly.
Or wait, no, it's 6.
Possibly 6. And anytime you can do that, it's gonna give you an advantage for sure.
Yeah, that is really powerful. The consistency that your army has. everything does kind of the same role. Besides the weird guy,
Mm-hmm.
everybody can just destroy everything, and they all double move, and they all get rend and charge.
Yep.
So that's a pretty tough one because you can't pick a specific spot and go, I'm just going to take out this point and then weaken the whole army because of that. It's like, oh, well, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like something wrapping around.
It does.
And if you want to mention how you did in the Renegade last weekend.
Oh, this is the exact same list I played in the Renegade. I went 4-1, which was way better than I ever expected. Because it was actually like the first couple times playing with this army specifically. Unfortunately, I lost round 1 to a buddy that I taught how to defend against it. So he's like, I'm gonna win this time because I'm gonna screen my ironclad boats, and he did the double shooting and was popping a maw crusher in the first 2 turns. And I'm like, okay, I can't do much after that. But yeah, it was 4-1, and then we won here. I think I'll play my Ironjawz for a while.
Yeah, you definitely should. Very, very powerful army.
Maybe pop a rogue idol in there sometime. That'd be alright. So, alright, well, very cool. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, join the horde, and we will see you in the next one.
Yep, have a good one.
Here we go.